Welcome to or welcome back to The Art of Selling Art. My name is Jason, and I started this program in 2018 to help early and mid-career artists understand the business of art so that you can go out, sell more art, and then create more art. This program is the TASA Masterclass, and it's happening in several sections. If you already saw part one, then awesome. If you're back for part two, that's awesome. If you did not, go back and find the customer journey, because right now we're going into marketing campaigns. And this is the part that everyone's really excited about and really focused on, because marketing is how we sell stuff, right? But if you found this video first, go back to the customer journey, because if you don't understand who your client is and how they're going to interact and discover the marketing that you put out there, then your marketing is going to miss. Okay, you might hit some, all right, but you're going to be losing a lot of customers because you're not speaking to them properly. So, like I said, this is happening in parts. The next parts are messaging, pricing, and then asking for the sale. We're going to talk about marketing, and let's get started with that right now. Okay, we know our avatar now. We have an idea of how to figure out who our person is, and now we need to know how to go out and find them in the world. Now, we're using social media. I am assuming you're using social media to reach out. And in America, and you might be watching this somewhere else, but in America, there's about 200 million people who are of buying age that could potentially purchase your art, okay? But if you know your avatar, you know that you're only going to be having about a sliver of that giant pie. And that's okay, because I wouldn't want to waste my money marketing to 200 million people when I could more effectively reach the people who are really primed to be our customers. This doodle here is a breakdown of where our customers are, okay? And what I've seen most people do, and yes, if you flip this around, it becomes a funnel, but what I've seen most artists do is they create ads that say, hey, go buy my stuff, right? I'm having a sale, buy my shit, right? And it just shows some art, or shows some art in a house and flips through a few pictures or a video, and it's buy. If you are doing an ad like that, or if you have run an ad like that and seen it be very not successful, I guess, for lack of a better term, what you've been doing is you've been marketing to the 3%. You've been looking for that red hot audience that's ready to buy right now. But we know from our avatar talk and just the way the marketing world works in general, that people only buy from companies they know, like, trust, and that they have the skepticism about that company has been removed. So if you were a buyer, or if a buyer is seeing your ad that doesn't know about you, never met you, is not in your world about your art, then it's going to be one of those 3,000 solicitations that they ignore, right? It's just distracting them. And you don't want to do that. Okay, so let's go over the buyer's journey and talk about where our customers are in order to market to them better. Your sliver, 60% of them are qualified buyers, meaning they fit your avatar, which could mean, whatever their buying power is and whatever their the way they see the world in order to reflect and be able to feel your art. 60% of them, very qualified, but not ready to buy. They are not problem aware, meaning they come home, they throw their keys in the catch-all, they sit on the couch, they watch their TV, and they don't even notice the empty walls, okay? And that's okay. The next 20% are problem aware, and that means they've noticed their empty walls, and it might start bothering them. And from there, they move up into the next 17%, which is the people who are information gathering, meaning they're going out and they start noticing the artist. They start recognizing the artists they follow as businesses that could potentially solve a problem that they have. And filling the wall is the easy part. Really being able to identify with the art, that's the harder part. So they're information gathering, and they're learning, and they're coming ready to begin making a decision. And then the decision-making people, those are the 3%. Now, if you're running one of those 3%er ads, you're missing out on 97% of your potential audience. Meaning, or I guess let me ask you this question, would you rather market to 3% with a low rate of success, or be a part of the buyer's journey from not problem aware all the way up to the information gathering, so that when they're ready to buy, you have a pipeline of double-digit % people from your group who are starting to buy. And you create that buyer cycle and you start filling up that pipeline. That creates sustainable income, and it just makes our lives more fun. Okay, so how do you get people from problem aware, right? We're not going to get them from not problem aware. How do we get them from problem aware up to red hot? And we're going to do it with a marketing cycle. Now, this graphic in this slide is from my actual social media strategy guide, which lays out in detail how to do all of this. Take a screenshot, because this is worth more money and time than you know. So we're going to start with advertorials, right? Advertorials are a mixture of advertisement and an editorial. And what we want to do with this type of content is get people from the street into our galleries, right? Into our websites, into our world. Now, if you were only marketing to that 3% that we mentioned earlier, you're basically walking out into the street and saying, hey, buy my stuff. Okay, or saying, when I was in Afghanistan, we used to go to a bazaar that we were allowed to every now and again. So we would go, and I would, like most of us, would walk down the middle of the bazaar, staying as far away from any potential dangers as we could. And the shop vendors would walk out into the, the fairways, and with their hand out, saying hello, hello, hello. And then they would grab our hands, because we had to shake them, because otherwise it'd be rude. And then they would pull us back to their booth. They're very nice about it. It was kind of scary at first, but they were bringing people back in. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to reach out to the 3%. You want to reach out to the people who are looking for you, so that when they're ready to buy, they're thinking of you. All right, so we're creating advertorials to do that, not buy now ads. And the advertorial looks like this, or the process looks like this. And we're going to reimagine this in another way as well. But you create this advertorial, and then you market it. And then that's going to have content. And if there's a HVCO, a high value content offer, people may take it. And if they take it, that means they're one of the 3%. And congrats, you found a 3%er who identifies with your work. You sell to them, great. You pull them out of this cycle. Otherwise, they get emails or they get repeat ads, and they go back through the cycle of retargeting. So they saw your ad, they clicked it. If they bought, great, you take them out. If they didn't, then you hopefully got their information with your HVCO, and now you have them on your email list. You start giving them emails, and or you create meetings or appointments and calls. I can't tell you how many times I've had a Discord or a Zoom call with potential collectors to introduce them to my world. If they take the offer, great, you take them out of this. If not, you retarget them. Now, your emails and or the marketing retargeting that you're doing has to go along with the steps that in the customer journey that we talked about. And basically what I'm trying to say is that you need to give them or hit them with increasingly intimate content. So they start out broadly, seeing you as an artist and with an article, and simple, they look at your art, they like your story. The next one is going to get more personal. Maybe you get deeper into a story on a piece of art that really illustrates you as a person, or as deep as you want, however you want to configure that material. And then they get even more personal content. So what's happening is that with increasingly intimate content, they are getting to know you, right? They're coming through no level of trust to level of getting to know you and trusting you. What I really want you to understand about that process is that there was no buy now ad, okay? Instead, what I do with my ads is I sell the click. Okay, I'm getting people from the street into the gallery. Sell the click. All right, and that's how you get people to start getting to know you. And once you get them on your website, if you're using a pixel or if you're gathering emails, you own their information and you have an opportunity to start reaching them at a much lesser cost, right? Because email still costs money. So I won't say for free, but the cost of getting to them or reaching them becomes much or significantly less expensive. So sell the click. Now, let's look at this process of the customer journey where it meets marketing in this Venn diagram. So this is a triple Venn diagram, and we have discovery, recognition, and loyalty. These three different stages of the customer's journey in getting to know us. And discovery is exactly what it sounds like. People are finding you, they're seeing your pictures, and then they follow or like or whatever that platform lets them do. Then there's the recognition phase, where the customer starts seeing you as a business, right? You become a business with products to sell, and they acknowledge that. And then there's loyalty, where they become the champions of your artwork, and they like and share and purchase and tell other people about your work. Okay, they become your champions. Now, I have members in TASA with tens of thousands of followers, and they're all stuck in one or two of these phases. Okay, discovery. They just know who you are. Your account grows and grows and grows. Fantastic. If they're caught in discovery and recognition, then what you end up is with a lot of people who are finding you, and they see what kind of business you do. But since they're not in the loyalty phase, you get low conversions, meaning all these new people very few of them are purchasing your art. If they get to the recognition phase and the loyalty phase, then you have a lot of customers who recognize your business and they are buying your stuff, but you don't have any growth coming in, so you hit a growth plateau, meaning you sell some art to the people that you already have, and you haven't grown enough to scale your business. And then if you have the loyalty and discovery phase, you get a lot of looky-loos and likes and shares, but people don't recognize you're a business, and they're not buying your work. What you want is people to go through all three of these phases, so they end up in a place where they can buy and still remain your champion and have more people coming in. Okay, so that's the customer journey in a nutshell, fueled by the marketing that you are doing, because they go from discovery to loyalty by, again, becoming or knowing you better and better every time they are exposed to your work. Okay, the next section is about messaging and how you communicate with your person. So come back for section 3 of this. And again, if you watch this without watching section 1, go back and watch it, because section 1 is going to be very relevant to section 3. All right, I will see you in part 3.